What's up, everybody? It's your boy Season. So today, now that the Gundam Seed Freedom movie has been released, it's been out in Japan for 2 weeks. It has done very, very well. It'll probably overtake the number one spot for the most profitable Gundam as far as box office numbers are concerned. I think the only one that it really has to beat is Encounters in Space. That's from the original 0079. I think that was the third movie in that movie trilogy. That's the last one that it has to beat, and it only a couple million away from what I understand. So today I'm actually going to talk about some of the new announcements for some of the mobile suits that are coming out from the Gundam Seed Freedom movie. There are going to be spoilers here. So if you don't want to be spoiled as far as the different mobile suits and stuff of that nature, then you probably want to click off now. So you've been warned. Okay. So now let's get into it here. So first things first. All right. We have the Chogokin Mighty Strike Freedom Gundam. So, of course, this is Kira's upgraded suit in Gundam Seed Freedom. And to be honest, you know, I'm still kind of out on this one. It looks great. I mean, because honestly, it's still the Strike Freedom. It's really just the Strike Freedom with a different backpack, right? So when you look at this, I mean, like it has good gold elements in here, but honestly, that's really the only difference. Of course, I don't like this like thing in the into center here, but like the gold looks good, but it's pretty much just the Strike Freedom with a new backpack. Now, the new Strike Freedom is definitely powerful. If you are in the social media streets, there has been plenty of clips of the movie out online. They also released a new music video from the main theme from TM Revolution. So, they've done that. And for me, this is interesting that it's a Chogokin. I don't know why this is a Chogokin. Like, there's been two other releases of the Chogokin line that I remember, and I've seen both of them in person when I was in Japan in October, and they have the RX-93, the new Gundam, the one that's down in the south region of Japan, and then they have the Yokohama RX-78. Dash 2, that version of it. Those are both Chogokins. And the thing about Chogokins are, because like the metal build line is pretty much a 1/100 scale, and the metal robot line is pretty much a 1/144 scale. And the Chogokins are kind of like in between. So I don't know if they're like a 1 by like I don't even know, like a 1/120 scale. But when I saw them with my own eyes, they both looked relatively small compared to the other metal builds. So I'm kind of baffled as to why they're actually releasing this in the Chogokin line. Now, some people are saying that we're not going to get a metal build of this. That would be stupid of Bandai to do. Now, granted, we may not get one yet, because a lot of times with the metal build, especially the Seed and the Destiny line, those tend to be like redesigns. Like the Destiny redesign was great. The Strike Freedom redesign was great. So that's what I would expect from the metal build line. So maybe that's the reason why they didn't want to release it in the metal build line yet, because it hasn't really even been released in the West yet before you start redesigning it already. So you've got that here. So it looks great. I don't have any problem with it. The thing about this one also is that this one is going to have lighting effects. So if you look at his eyes here, right? If you look at his eyes here, those are definitely lit up. And then, of course, his head beam cannon here. So that's very double Zeta esque. And I've seen the clip of the movie, and it's dope, right? I never expected him to have a head cannon like that, but I prefer the head cannon over the belly button cannon. I never really did like that version of the Strike Freedom, but it is what it is. So so this one looks good. Now the interesting thing about this is 320, dude. 320. Now, if you remember, that's pretty much the exact price of the Providence in Japan. Now, in America, it's 400. And for all the ones I'm gonna be talking about, all of these are already live. The pre-orders are up, so if you want to get them, you can, right? But back to the price. So 320. I mean, you're asking a lot, man. You are asking a lot, and it's not even 1/100. I mean, yeah, the lighting gimmick is cool, but am I gonna spend 320 on that? No. Like, I'm good with that. Like, let's see what else it comes with. So you got the beam sabers. Yeah, it looks like LR41s times three. So you have three lights for that, and those are probably for the lights and the head cannon, right? It's going to be seven. Okay, 7.4 inches. That's relatively small. That's pretty doggone small now that I think about it. So I don't know. Like for me personally, this is a pass. Not because I don't like the design, because of course I am a completionist when it comes to collecting a lot of times, and so of course I want to get the more updated version of the Strike Freedom, but I want it in a 1/100 scale. So I'm gonna wait for the metal build line to actually do their version of this. But if you like the Chigokin line, I don't personally care for it all that much, but if you like it, it is available. So 320, and if you don't mind paying that, it'll be all yours. But yeah, it comes out in August, and the pre-orders have been up since January. So that's what you got there. Now, the more interesting one that I saw was the Spec 2 of the Destiny Gundam. So this is interesting. Like the rumors before the movie came out was that all the main characters are going to gotta get their old mobile suits back upgraded, and it looks like that is what has happened, right? Because of course it's got new decals on it, but the thing about it is like this is I guess is white now or very light to where in the original Destiny this was more like a powder blue color. So you've got some interesting things going on here. I definitely like it. I've always liked the design for the Destiny Gundam. So it's not that. And for 160, now that's not bad for a metal robot spigot. Like I expected it to be roughly about that. If it was maybe like 130, I think it'd be a little bit better. But like I said, with the exchange rates, because the yen versus the dollar is very, very strong. So I think that's the reason why they're making them more expensive in the United States. I don't know that. It's just a hunch. But I think that's the reason why a lot of the current releases are way more expensive than we're used to. I think they're just trying to make up for the fact that the dollar is so strong against the yen. I don't know if that's fair or not, but it is what it is, right? So for this, and he looks like he's got a new railgun here. So he looks good. He looks really good. Now the thing about it is they've already released the original version of the Destiny and the Wings of Light and stuff. And so if you have that version, I don't think that there's any need to upgrade to this one because really it's just a slight color variation and new decals. And it's like it's got a new gun and stuff, but is that worth spending $160 for? I don't, only you can really make that decision. But it does look solid. And if you like the 1/144 scale, this is definitely the one you get, especially if you don't have the Destiny. So it looks really, really good. I must admit. This one is also coming out in August, and the pre-orders went up yesterday. So, and this is on the U.S. Bandai site, so this is not on the Japanese one. They've actually had their pre-orders up, I think, for a couple of days now. So you've got that there. So of course, after that, now we've got the Wings of Light set. So this is 75. I think that's a lot, dude. I think that's a lot for a effects part set. You don't even get the Gundam. Like no, like to me, this shouldn't be no more than $50. Um, Personally, that's just my personal thing. But it looks like it comes with the stand. You got the stand pieces here. All right, you got the Wings of Light effect. You do look like you have two beam boomerang parts for those, and then you got the Palma effect that he had, the Destiny had. So you got that there. So this one looks good too. $75. If you already have the Wings of Light set for the original Destiny, then you really are in luck because you don't have to worry about getting it. Because I don't think the beam boomerang is worth, spending another $75 just for that effect part. So, but if you don't have this at all, I think this would be good. So you got that. So you got the Wing of Light set there. Now this is the one that I'm actually very interested in. Okay, and this is the Zeus silhouette for the Destiny Gundam. And this is pretty much like a mobile armor. If you look at it, it reminds me very much of like, a version of the Dendrobium. Of course, it doesn't have the entire like backpack and stuff that the Stamen had on the Dendrobium with all the missiles and all that. But this is an interesting armor piece for this. And so, this looks pretty doggone good. I think that this is very interesting, especially at a 1 by 144 scale. And what I've noticed with the scales, that's the reason why we probably get more high grades than master grades. I think for Bandai, they're easier to produce, and you can usually get them for a relatively decent price point versus like when you start getting into master grades metal builds that are bigger, like your metal structures and things like that. They have to charge enough to to make sure that it's worth all the money that it's going to take to kind of design these things. But you've got this, so like it looks solid. It also is like it has like a bird mode here. So when you look at this, you've got like a bird mode here. And the clip of the movie, I've seen the clip of the movie where this comes in, because the akushiki, I think that's how you pronounce that. I can never forget it. I can never remember the actual pronunciation of that suit. But Kagali's suit for Orb, right? The gold one, right? So apparently this is given to the Destiny. So from him. So he actually has it first. So if you got the Akushiki, maybe you can put this in there as well. So that'll be interesting, right? So, you got this here. Now, the price for this is 160. So that's pretty much the price of the Destiny Gundam itself. This is pretty big. So I guess I can kind of see that. But if let's say you don't have this and you want to get all of it, you're pushing what? 160 is 320 plus 75. That's 395. That's $400, my friend. $400 for a 1 by 144 scale. That is a lot. That is a lot for this. Now, I do like it. And if this was in the metal build form, I would get this. Like, if they did this for metal build, if the metal build Destiny, I would expect it would be like close to like 500, maybe even $600 if they sold them out separately like they're doing with the metal robot line. So it is expensive, but if you're a diehard Seed fan, you want to get this, and it does look good. This is definitely what you can get. So that's all I really have for you today. Well, I guess I could talk about this last one too. Hold on. So of course they also announced this is actually just a kit, but this is the full mechanics 1 by 100 Sword Calamity. This is from Gundam Seed MSV, and we've never actually. I think have we ever gotten this in 1 by 144? I don't think so. Usually, like the MSV line, it's usually just Astrays or Bust. We don't really get any other variations of any of the other kits. It's usually the red frame, the blue frame. You may get a couple of different variations, like the Astray Noir and some of those, but that's pretty much it. So it's interesting that we're getting this, but right now it's very good to be a Seed fan, and Seed fans have had to eat crow for a long time. In the United States, a lot of people have a lot of flack for the Seed and Seed Destiny, but I'm glad to see that it's doing well, and it's finally getting its just due. In 57, it is a P Bandai, so, and full mechanics 1 by 100. They didn't want to do a master grade for it, I guess. So, this does look good as well. So, you have those there. So that's what we've got for these. Now, of course, there's been a couple of other things that have been announced, but I just wanted to touch on mainly the Destiny one and the Chogokin Mighty Strike Freedom, as those are a little bit more relevant to the stuff that I like to do and the mobile suits that I like. So I wanted to talk about that today. Also, I'll put all of the links for all this stuff in the descriptions. Also, if you do want to take a look at the music video for Seed Freedom, I will put that in the description as well. But there are definitely spoilers in that video, so don't get mad if the movie is spoiled for you. For me personally, like I don't really care about spoilers. Spoilers just make me want to see the movie even more. Versus some people get all upset and I can't. You spoiled the movie now. I don't want to see it. Blah blah. Like that's not me. So if that's you, don't click on that link. Okay. But anyways, well, that's what I've got for you guys today. So I just wanted to put this out there real quick. So thank you guys for watching the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.